Have you ever wondered what happens to a steel beam after it reaches the yield stress? Does it fail immediately? Surprisingly, the answer is no. Steel section possesses a remarkable reserve strength beyond fast yielding, right? This reserve strength forms the basis of plastic analysis. Today we will understand plastic analysis from first principle, learn about plastic hinges and shape factor, and finally we will solve a numerical example, right? So in conventional elastic analysis, we assume that the stress anywhere in the section cannot exceed the yield stress. Failure is assumed when the extreme fiber reaches yield stress. But in reality, when the outer fiber yields, the inner fibers still remain elastic. Therefore, a section can continue to carry additional load. As you can see in this picture that once the load is applied, the extreme fiber is subjected to maximum stress, right? And at the neutral axis the stress is very nominal, and once you increase this load, what will happen? This extreme fiber will reach to the yield stress, right? But the section can continue to carry additional load. How this happens? Like this. This additional capacity beyond first yield is called the plastic reserve strength, right? When our bending is small, right? For example, this is the bending moment, and let's say this is small. The stress distribution is linear. Here you can see this is simply linear. Okay, and what is the value of this stress? You know that sigma is always the moment times y. Y is the distance of the fiber from this neutral axis, right? So, and this is I. I is the moment of inertia about this neutral axis. Okay. Now, once this extreme fiber has reached to its yield stress, that means now sigma is equal to sigma y. What will happen? When this stress reaches the yield stress, the corresponding moment is known as your yield moment, and it is simply Fy or sigma y times the elastic section modulus, that is Ze. Now we will continue to increase this load, right? We are now increasing the load from this point to this point. Let's see what will happen. So first it was linear distribution, right? Now the stress at the extreme fiber has reached. So in this load our yield has initiated, and now this is yield stress. Now what will happen? Once you further increase the load, the next fiber, right, that means this one, again has reached to sigma y. So now this is also sigma y, this one, and this is also sigma y. So that is why you can see here that a constant distribution, then linear variation, right? And again you are increasing the load. What will happen? Now more fibers are getting stressed at the value of sigma y, and like this what will happen at this particular load? What will happen? The full section will become plastic. That means all the fibers are now have reached to its yield stress, that is sigma y, right? And when this hinge has formed, this hinge is known as plastic hinge. Okay, and a structure will collapse when sufficient plastic hinges are formed to transform it into a mechanism. Now let's understand what is mechanism. So if let's say this is a simply supported beam, right? So this is pinned and this is roller, so it is stable. Now let's say we have introduced a hinge here. So now what will happen? It will simply collapse like this. So this condition is known as mechanism. So once a plastic hinge is formed at the middle of a simply supported beam, all the fiber have reached to its yield stress, and this condition is known as mechanism. So at mechanism you can say that at the center a plastic hinge has formed which will behave just like this pin joint, right? Now I have a question for you. What do you think? In this elastic stage, let's say the moment capacity was your E, right? And now let's say ME was simply sigma Y times your ZE. Now you have continued to increase the load here, and at this stage plastic hinge has formed when all the fiber has reached to its yield stress. The stress distribution is like this or like this, whatever is your choice, right? So here the moment will be known as plastic moment. What will be the value? The value will be simply sigma y, right? And if this is the stress distribution, all the fibers are sigma y. So resultant force here is sigma y times total area, and this is the half area A by 2, and here is also sigma y A by 2. What is the distance? This is the distance, that is d by 2. So moment is force time lever arm, that is d by 2. So it is coming as sigma y A by 2 and d by 2. This whole term is known as your this is plastic section modulus, ZP. So ME was sigma y ZE, MP is sigma y times ZP. So definitely the value of MP is much higher. We can say that after yielding or after elastic moment, any section will have some reserved strength. So this reserve strength is known as safe factor, or you can say this safe factor is simply the ratio of plastic moment and elastic moment. So if a section has a safe factor, let's say 1.5, right, we can say that the beyond elastic moment it can carry further extra 50% bending moment. So for rectangular section this is 1.5. So the ratio is 1.5. How do you get it? Well, you can easily calculate this value. Why? Because here ZP is A by 2, that is BD by 2 and D by 2. Okay. And sigma Y. For ME this is sigma Y, but now it will be ZE. ZE is your what? BD square by 6. Very simple, right? So the ratio is coming as 6 by 4 or 1.5. So safe factor is the indicator of reserve strength. Got it? Now let's solve a particular problem. Okay, so let's say we have a simply supported beam and at plastic hinge has formed at this midpoint, right? At the midpoint the plastic hinge has formed. What we have to do? We have to calculate. So let's say plastic moment capacity is given, right? That is MP. It is given as, let's say, 180 kilonewton meter. What we have to find out? We have to find out the applied load value. What is P at this mechanism condition? That means 3 hinges has formed. This is one, and at the midspan, due to this plastic hinge formation, another hinge has formed, right? So once the mechanism has formed, this will become like this, 3 hinges, and the load, let's say this is P. So the external work that is done by this P is, let's say, delta is the deflection. Total length was L, right? So now external work is P times delta. Very simple. What is the internal work? Internal work will be the rotation times moment. So moment is known to us, that is MP. And what is the rotation? So if this is delta and this is L by 2, the rotation theta will be delta by L by 2 or 2 delta by L. Any confusion? No confusion, right? So what is the internal work done? Internal work done is simply MP moment times your theta, right? And total theta is this one and this one, that is 2 times 2 delta by L. So 4 MP delta by L, and this is internal work IW. Now IW should be EW, internal work should be equal with external work. So P delta should be equals with 4 MP delta by L, or we can say that P is 4 MP by L. MP is known to us, that is 180. Okay, so P is coming as 4 L. Let's say L is 6 meter, total length is 6 meter, so 6 and this is 180, so we are getting 120. So at 120 kilonewton load, this particular beam will form a plastic hinge at its midspan, right? Great. So now let's recap all the things. So in the plastic analysis, we have assumed that material is perfectly elastic plastic, right? Plane section remains plane, sufficient rotation capacity exists, local buckling does not occur, and also lateral torsional buckling has been prevented. Okay. So plastic analysis helps engineer utilize the full strength of steel and design more economical structure, right? So if you find this video useful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe.